Is there no chat? New message. There we go. Chat. Mute. Okay. Pop out chat. Here we go. Can I please? Does it not let me click on this? Let's see. Control V. Apply. Close. And I don't want the world to see. Okay, so it's gonna infinitely. It's gonna loop and loop and loop and loop and loop and loop. Get smaller and smaller. Let's close down. Yeah and yeah. And yeah. Go back to here. What do we watch? What do we take a look at? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna take a look at? Maybe we'll take a look over at x.com first and just see if there's any crazy shit going on. Stephen Bridges, now on Blue Sky. I do have my Bright Sky. There's not like much drama on Blue Sky, and it's kind of the problem, right? Like if I go to Discover, we're gonna get some cool stuff. Oh, Ben's out tweeting. Nice. We will repost that. Heart that. Official. We're on the official Minecraft server. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I can bring it up. Minecraft. Actually, what? Ben literally has a link right there. Open link in new tab. Oh, find it. This goes straight to Scrubcraft, I guess. Is that what this is? Copy to page. Control AV. Oh, that's what we literally got /scrub. That's super nice. I am very, very happy about that. 7 minutes ago. Overwatch with perks. I don't like this. I'm not happy.
Like to do this with every silly patch that they do, whether it's Mirror Watch, April Fools, content creator patches, and most recently with Junkenstein's Lab. I've already made a video about it. I'm not going to talk a lot about Junkenstein's Lab itself. It's a really, really fun arcade mode with perks and trait trees and progression, and it's great. It's fun. But the real question is, are any of these things that actually deal with some pain points with the characters in the game mode? Like, are there actual things that Diva gets that might be interesting to try? Now, I'm not for power creep necessarily, especially selective power creep. So obviously, if these things were things that they would want to try, there would have to be compensation nerfs elsewhere. And frankly, at least half of these, I actually don't even know if they'd be good. They might just be actually horrific in the base game, but they're at least worth considering, at least worth trying, because they either address pain points with the character that like maybe can cover some of their weaknesses or shore up their strengths. Or
here's the thing. I'm going to pause before you get into this too deep. We're getting really close to it being a totally different game. And it's okay for it to be a totally different game. We can see games like Deadlocked. They're really nice, awesome. They do their thing. They're fun. And they have upgrades, and they have the Overwatch style skins and everything. But doesn't really... what's the word for it? It's just not the same game. I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over again.
Are any of these things that actually deal with some pain points with the characters in the game mode? Like, are there actual things that Diva gets that might be interesting to try? Now, I'm not for power creep necessarily, especially selective power creep. So obviously, if these things were things that they would want to try, there would have to be compensation.
I like the
and frankly,
Ben's updating the message of the day.
I actually don't even know if they'd be good. They might just be actually horrific in the base game, but they're at least worth considering. At least.
Hey Ben, how's it going, dude? I see you've updated the message of the day and everything on the server. That's really cool. but we are finally there. We are finally an official Mojang server. How many months later? Almost a year later. Hopefully we get in some people. The mess of the day has a preset that's randomly chosen. I thought before it was just Scrubcraft SMP. I can't remember what it was. It was the default one. That's really awesome. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna take a look and see if maybe there's a way for you to be able to update these pages. But I think everything looks pretty good. We can maybe add more pictures and what badges do we have? Badges or icons. Learn more about server badges. Community basics. So like we have community basics and builder benchmark. Servers with this badge have recently been reviewed by Mojang enforcement team are found to comply with Mojang. Yes, so that's fine. What other badges can we get? Introducing server badges. Rewarding servers for leveling up gameplay and safety. You have some pictures from the mod pack that would look good? Okay. I want to try and... If we're having screenshots, we want to have them as default as possible. But I guess from you mean from like the textures and stuff like that for extra things. Totally do that. Definitely. Throw the custom items in. Oh, yeah. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Not like the mini-map mod and everything. That's... Anyway, whatever. I'll let you deal with that. Badges are each badge represents a strong commitment to upholding required standards. Currently, there are 5 badges. You collect, discover how badges are earned. Builders benchmark community basic beacon of safety. This badge is rewarded to highly committed servers that leverage in-game tools to escalate online harms, such as targeted harassment for humans to review, to promote safer, more welcoming interactions. These servers use Minecraft's versions and safety tech, such player abuse and reporting. The requirement of this badge is not required. Enable run version 19 or later is the primary scheduled server assessment. Okay. Gamer safer badge. That's just like... Oh, wait. Gamer safer is a mission to provide tools that can support games to create safer, more secure experiences that respect a player's privacy. This badge, sign up for GS Auth, Iron, Gold, or Diamond tier services. Dude, we don't want that. An Alpha Supporters Badge. This badge is not required. This is an exclusive badge, only available to servers that have joined us during the pre-production. Oh, so yeah, whatever. We have all the badges we can get, pretty much. Dogcraft. What servers do we have? Let's take a look at the actual like list. Findmc.com. Happy birthday, blah, 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 go away. So Discover puts a bunch of these servers on the top. This is currently online players. Wow, look at all these dead servers. Look at all them. It took us a year and 10 days. Well, you know, they're going to focus on the big servers first. Utopia, MetaUnion. Hoplite, a PvP server. Penguin, a brand new network. Skyblock, 204. What are the top servers? Sort by player count, high to low. Yeah, high to low. Got the Hive, got CubeCraft, Donut SMP, Complex Gaming, Windcraft, Manicube, and it goes down really quickly. 500 players. Down to less than 100. Oh crap! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! Who? That's like the most. That's the most autistic thing ever. Oh, I love it. Oh crap. That's adorable. All right, I'll update you. Fuck off. MC vs City. All of these servers are losers. We're winners. We're winner mindsets. Okay? All of these servers are losers. We're going to take all of their players. Huh, apparently you can vote for servers on Find MC. Maybe we should add a reward for voting. The thing is there's not many people on right now. Okay? And when you're if you have like one or two players a week, a month kind of thing, it's not going to matter, because if you ask them to go vote, they're going to go vote, that kind of thing. When you have something like 20 to 30 players and some of them are not voting, then that's an issue, right? Like, you want to add features that are issues directly ahead of us. And if our issue isn't that people are voting, if the issue is just people on, you don't want to bug people with other features that might disincentivize them to play because of whatever reason. So the lighter things can be, and that's one of the reasons why Scrubcraft was so successful initially, is because the server was very, very light in terms of features. And it was just like a Minecraft server. So you can push people, okay, go vote, go all sorts of stuff. If they're online, give them a heads up and we can get an extra thumbs up or something like that. But it's not an issue, right? It's like not a problem, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because thumbs up really don't mean anything. You can take a look. If we scroll down a little bit, we'll probably see 14 people online, 422 votes. Right? 12 people online, 579. 12, 300. 11 people, 1,348. So, like, it's like, are we going to get better than that? Not really. Yeah, now we're down to 2 people. You're gonna see a bunch of votes going. Like, the votes have nothing to do with the player base. Players have everything to do with the player base. So, if somehow we can stand out here, that's great. I don't know how many people it'll bring in. But it depends on when Minecraft has like updates and whatnot too. Because if there's a big update, then there's gonna be a lot of people that'll be pushed out to other servers. Or if there's a big ban wave, or if there's something, or if a server shuts down, then we might see a lot of those players kind of slink their way in. But it's gonna take a little bit of time. That's all. Like, well, let's take a look. Middle Earth. What does Middle Earth have? We click on it. They have 7 people, 250. Right, so. The biggest thing, and I'll point this out too, in terms of creating these kind of servers and getting people along, the biggest thing, and if you want to do it, is actually just like sharing your personal experience with the server, right? We can add in all these fun videos all we want, you know, come join the secret Scrubcraft magical world where there's quests and nobody cares, right? We're never gonna beat a AAA studio with actual developers and professionals and stuff like that. But the way that you're gonna do that is just be like, hey, anyone want to come join cool Minecraft server? We get a cool Minecraft server going, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm excited. All right, let's keep watching this video do Spylo.
Fury, while firing fusion cannons, movement ability is reduced by 50%. Just allows you to continue to pressure without moving quite as slowly. They did this a little bit recently, and I really like the change. I think one of the problems with D.Va is that she's so much slower than a lot of the other dive tanks, and even in brawl situations where she's shooting, she's just not allowed to move much at all. And I think what that ends up happening is that she has a lot of her value front-loaded in her brute armor survivability because of the fact that she can't move as much, especially while she's actively doing damage. So I think that like you could probably reverse or reduce this, and then you could do something like reduce her damage, increase her booster cooldown, something like that, just so she's allowed to actually move while she's doing damage. The pursuit is actually viable. Just something to consider. Again, I don't know if this is good or not, and that's going to be, again, apply to everything here. Booster Bash. While boosters are active, increase quick melee damage by 100%. Again, it's 100% broken, but it's interesting. It's interesting. It would allow for flight combos to be more useful and not just basically boosting for repositioning here. Where's Devouring Matrix here? Enemies within Defense Matrix take 15% increased damage from all sources. Again, could be broken, but it does introduce some nuance in some different situations where you'd use Defense Matrix offensively, which is rarely something that you do all that much. Even to eat target healing is pretty situational, even at a higher level. So I think that this is something that in the 5v5...
I don't want to hear per hero. This is boring. Conclusion.
Generally wasn't there as much with Zenyatta, so I think there's a lot of cool things here. Most of these are obviously just like, frankly, just silly, just for the fun of things, and I think that keeping it that way for Junkenstein's Lab is important. But if we were to ever consider any of these, do we want to try in the base game? There's a couple that I think would be worth giving a shot. Now, again, to be very clear, I'm not giving my personal stamp of endorsement. This is a good change. I think, again, for probably most of these, I think the answer is it's probably not a good change, but it is probably worth trying. And maybe that's something that we can try in a quick play hack in the future. I have no idea what the plans are in that regard. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I missed any. Let me know if maybe I'm cooking a little too hard with some of these. Again, obviously they're all power creep, almost exclusively, yes. So something would have to go elsewhere. But
so I'm gonna, I know we didn't watch the whole video, obviously, but like the thing is with these like upgrades and stuff like that, it's like I always like to come back to what does it mean to eat an apple in a video game, right? Because like eating an apple in real life has a real experience to it, where you put it up to your face, there's a crunch, there's a flavor, there's a smell, there's a sensation of getting full. But what does eating an apple in a video game actually mean, right? So just because somebody like there's like an ability that's been theorized, or there's been like there's been something that is they're like, oh, well, you can do this super ability and shoot out magical sparkles from your hands. It's like, I don't really care too much until I can actually see it in action and see it on the battlefield. Because it's like, it's completely useless in many cases. This is cool. What big stuff? Is there anything big going on the internet right now? I feel like we're missing a whole bunch of things. Like, there must be some events going on. I swear, it's the whole fucking planet. There's got to be things going on every single day. And I feel like scrolling through the YouTube and the, like, scrolling through YouTube, scrolling through Reddit, scrolling through Twitter used to give me all the stuff that I needed to know about what's going on. But I feel like I've just got shit algorithm stuff. Documented trip on Vice News. What is this? 16 minutes?
We have to solve.
North Korean motorcycle. Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't know if I'm up for it. How it feels to use scatter. Oh, feels so good. What the fuck? Back to the tag is on.
I went to my tags, and my tags were, my normal tags. But I had a tag that said election, because I had covered the market's reaction to the election. Not politics, not personal politics, not policy, just the market's reaction. And so Friday before stream, I decided to take that tag off. I took off veteran as well, just in case. And guess what?
Wait, let's see. You got your friend to play Overwatch Classic who said
back.
They hated Overwatch.
So there's not a fucking ad pop.
Wait. You got your friend to play Overwatch Classic who said he hated Overwatch, and you got him to play Overwatch 2. Sorry. Oh, that's a weird sentence, Ben. So, you got somebody who didn't like... Wait. Oh, you got somebody who said he didn't like Overwatch 2, and then he played Overwatch Classic and he likes it? Is that what you're saying? He did not like Overwatch 2, but he does like Overwatch Classic. True. There's a game that I'm playing. It's called DayZ. You probably heard of it. I can't do it too much because, like I say, the wrist stuff is all screwed up, and we got to take it slow. But the movement is exceptionally clunky. But I would say it's one of the best shooters of all times. And it is the best shooter of all, one of the best shooters of all times because it is clunky. Because in real life, when you have a gun, okay, you don't, if the enemy is to your left, you don't go like this. Okay? The instant snap that you're used to, you look and then you bring the gun over. Right? Like that's a big, it's an important mechanic. And the wieldliness, do I have everything I can use? I do. Hold on. Oh my god. I need a longer cable. The wieldliness of a weapon depends on, of course, the distance of the weapon. But if you're playing any shooter nowadays, for the most part, doesn't matter what weapon you have, you can snap. Snap. It's instant. But you can't do that in real life. Okay? So when games take that into account, and it's clunky as shit because it uses like the Arma style engine, in theory, there should be a weight. There should be a movement to the gun. When you go around a corner, if you do not prep that weapon on the corner, and then you take the corner with the weapon aimed into it, you're dead. But if you're in 99% of shooters nowadays, you can take the corner looking in any direction. My birds are staring at me right now, so I aim my vacuum gun that they hate at them. Right? So, so that clunkiness that you're feeling in Overwatch is very much like the weight of the characters. I would be playing more of it. Like I said, my hands are all screwy. Make sure to, I think you do already have Half-Life. I bought you the orange box a while ago. I believe I did. It was like $1. But there's a big update for Half-Life. So if you haven't done that, check it out. Oh! I almost dropped my drink all over. So, like this is the Arma engine at work.
Hello, this is Johnny Boy, and I'm
Hi,
happy
Johnny
to
Boy.
say that I'm releasing the new. Hello, this is Johnny Boy.
Hi, Johnny
I'm
Boy.
happy to say that I'm releasing the new version of SOG AI, which includes the take point feature, where you can have an AI run point, and he actually adds value to the team doing that. So here I am in the Ashtray mission. We've landed at the LZ, and now we're gonna go forward and try to avoid trackers and whatnot.
Very clunky game. You know what? Maybe we'll do this. Could we like listen to videos? Maybe I could play a little bit of Dwarf Fortress. Let's open up some Dwarf Fortress. Let's chill. Let's put some music on. We'll hang out. We'll do our thing. Dwarf. Wait, what am I doing? Uh. Be-nee-nee-nee-nee. Be-nee-nee-nee-nee. I don't even care. Oh wait, I gotta switch accounts. Do do do. Okay. Stuff isn't closing. Why is it not closing? Library. I think it's this one. The Plane of Visions. This lens cover fortress. Let's change the category to good old dwarf. Dwarf fortress. 13 viewers. Amazing. Okay. So, I think we're paused. We are paused right now. I need to figure out some binds here. Or this is not the no. This is not the world that I wanted. This world is screwed. This world is screwed. Quit without saving. Quit. Continue active game. Did I not save my game already? Oh no, it's... Oh god. I don't know which one I played before. It doesn't tell me the time. Oh god. You do 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 do. Though I mixed up it before. This is not it, but I think we can do anyway. If we die, that's okay. Oh, no, no. Do. Screen. Zoom in, zoom out. Zoom in is the brackets. Do. Increase FPS limit. What? Change tab, move selector. It's the zoom. I want custom. No, I want the layers. Page selector up, increase FPS. I don't want to zoom in and zoom. See, like, I can zoom out and then. But what is the layers? It can't just be scroll wheel. This whole game you can run on your fucking keyboard. 'Cause never want all again. Do. 'Cause I never want again. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm looking for elevation. Is there like a search? I don't think there's a search. I want to find elevation. That's what I'm looking for. Elevation. But I don't see elevation on here. Fortress. I don't see elevation on here. Elevation, bind, dwarf, fortress. Elevation, bins, bind. Hey, high five. How you doing, man? How you been? It's been a while. Elevation hotkeys. It has been a while. There's an option that says change cursor Z level. Ah, okay. Change cursor Z level. Where the hell is it? Oh, good, man. How's the YouTube channel been doing? I haven't dropped in a while. Well, how's the new PC been, actually? Move keyboard cursor. This is it. Minus and plus. Is that it? No. That's not it. Move cursor. It's okay. You're starting a new YouTube group with 2 online friends. Oh, sweet. Sweet. I don't know. I feel like, especially since we're out of COVID like in the past year or two, things have been a little bit slow on everybody's channel, so. Is this literally it? It's 8 and 2. That doesn't do anything at all. These binds don't do anything. PC's been lovely. Still really don't know what I'm doing, but definitely worthwhile. That's the same thing with everybody's first PC. Takes a while to really understand it all. Is it Z? Wait. Is this it? Move. Is that C and E? It is C and E. Ah. And oh, so I can use this. I can go up and down. And then we can zoom in. Nice. So we have our relative controls. But I got a feeling my dwarves are gonna die. That dude needs a drink. We have drinks. I don't know what's going on with him. We chopped down all the trees there. Let me get the gatherers going. Maybe let's do this. Gather out this area. Or no, is that too high? That is too high. There we go. Gather fruit and leaves. There we go. Boom. Play. If you actually, high five. If you haven't played Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 is free right now in the Steam store. Go download it. It is one of the best old games of all times. And you can mod the hell out of it, making it, wait, do I have a brewery? I do have. No, that's the farmer's workshop. Oh no, yeah. Exit out. It is a top tier game. Like, if you want to mod the graphics out, it looks really old, and it kind of feels in some cases pretty old, but there's so many mods to update it to like a modern feel and everything like that. I would be playing it right now if I didn't have the wrist problems at the moment. So, drink none. Why do I not have? Add new task. Extract from plants. Repeat. Add new task. Requires empty food storage item. So do I need to? Make barrels? Make wooden barrel. Yeah. Okay. We got a bunch of the materials down below here. This should be getting all smoothed out, because we are going to make this like the grand hall. Smooth all that sucker out. I wonder if this dirt can be replaced. And if you do want to make YouTube content off of Half-Life, it is one of those giant series that there's a lot of things to make content on, so. Is that a pack of wild dogs? Stray. Tame, clumsy. As long as they're not, like, aggressive. Because they will kill my dwarfs. I do not want my dwarfs to die. There we go. So, we should. I also should be able to grab this. Add new task. Requires empty food storage item. I do have empty food storage item. Oh, I was building them. I don't know. Items. Labor. Yeah, or add new task. We gotta build a bunch of this stuff. Training sword, weapon rack, wheelbarrow. We'll make a wheelbarrow. We will make animal traps. Wooden altar. Well, whoops. Whatever. We'll make it anyways. I don't know. We need drinks. How are we gonna get drinks? See, aren't these drinks? No? A fish barrel. Everyone's unhappy because they're losing drinks. Ah, what do I do? How do I add new task? Brew. Oh, yes. Repeat. Add new task. Yes. Repeat. Done. We should have fairly soon stuff coming. Like, there's a whole bunch of fruit and stuff to be gathered. if we go deeper. Oh, the dogs are getting hungry. They're gonna eat my animals. Everybody's getting... Do I have a kitchen? I don't have a kitchen. Build... workshop... kitchen, farming, and... kitchen. Oh, wait, back. Workshops, farming, kitchen, use the closest material, keep building, no. And we can put this right with the still. Right in between. There we go. Squads. This is the squad menu. You can create squads. Fill up their positions, assign equipment. Oh my god, this game is like too complicated. I must assign a squad commander. I need to get people eating. We're low. What else do we gotta make? Oh my gosh. Build. Workshops. Bowery. Build. Workshops. It's gotta be farming. Butcher. Build. Workshops. Farming. Fishery. Build. Yeah, we're good. And then... is nobody on this? Nobody's on this right now. Everybody's unhappy. We're gonna die. We're definitely gonna die here. And I'm not really sure how to deal with this. We got a lot of stuff. Do I have beds? I have beds ready. We have people sleeping. Sleeping on the job. Okay. Build. Furniture. Bed. Bed. Is that it? No. Build. Furniture. Bed. Keep placing. Bed. 2, 3. Okay. Stray horse. Tame. Ooh, I got a phone call here. One sec. Okay, I'm back. Solon von Dusten. Everybody is getting really unhappy. Do I not have any food yet? Who's this green dude? Wait, what? Wait, what? Who is the green dude? I can't select him. Can't select any of the guys in there. Wait. You must have point. No, that's not what I want. Okay, there we go. Close that. Open this. Is green dude on here? Green dude is not on my list. Do 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 do. He's happy, unhappy. There's a bunch of unhappy dwarves. I'm hoping some kind of like Dwarf Fortress genius comes in from chat somewhere and saves us. Drink, none. I gotta have drink. How do I not have drink? Workers. What are you doing, woman? Lorbam. Nick Carsit. Where's Lorbam? Do we have Lorbam in here? Sorry, not Dwarf Fortress God, but you're back. Hey, welcome back. I think someone died. Lorbam Nakarse. Drink. Yeah, you should be on this. What are you doing right now? Labor, what are you... No. We'll only do assigned tasks. Your job is... Oh, they drowned. Wait. Did they drown? They must have drowned. Oh, no. Are they invisible? Oh no, it's a... Is it a child? Oh! Wait, she's... Wait! She has a child! Okay. Let's not put her to work on liquor. Oh my god. Okay, well, let's... Workers, get rid of you. Alright, she can do her own thing. Oh, I actually gotta reassign her though. Damn. Lorbam, Lorbam. There you are, Lorbam. There you go. You can do whatever you want, Lorbam. You're good. We need a brewer. A competent brewer. Do we have a competent brewer in the midst? Got kids. Planter, expedition, herbalist, Smith, metal crowd, hunter, mason. I think we gotta take this guy. Oh, he's on. I don't know what to do with this guy. Okay, let's labor. We'll only do what he's told to do. What are orderlies? Okay. Aviz Gilmer Planter. Okay, we need you. Let's get out of the squad menu. We need you on a different task. As workers. Avoyez, this man right here. Now he should. Oh, she's on the brewery right now. Still workers. Yeah, come on, bro. Where are you? I can't just like view him from here. That sucks. And Avoyez. No job. I just gave you a job. Labor. We'll only do assigned tasks. Orderlies. Or no, let's just remove that. Does he do anything? Thoughts. Is annoyed after sleeping in the grass. He was later on remember performance. Feels satisfied. Can you do something? Other than stand there? What's he doing right now? Oh wait, are these corpses? Did he just die? No, they're skeletons. Oh. Wow. There's so much information. Where does it go? All the river flows. Am I getting Reddit notice? I like it. It's getting more upvotes. I think I should wait until after the video has been released to do it. This is so funny. I don't think I've seen this yet. I'll point this out.
Voldemort's name, because he will fucking come after you. You should just sit there.
Oh, ew, Voldemort.
And be happy that I'm focused on Dan Clancy, and just let me use you as the tool that you are to get the Dan Clancy. I don't give a shit about you. Just sit there and shut the fuck up, do your fucking terrorist propaganda, let me get my regime change underway, and if you're lucky, you'll come out of this thing without any fucking issues, okay? That's what's gonna happen if you're lucky. You keep fucking with me, and I'll show you what I'm about, okay? And what I'm about is effective action in policy and outreach and activism. Okay? Did I say activism twice? I think so.
He doesn't even know what he says.
You can do a lot
great.
with a single fucking email. Okay? You can do a lot by being genuine and talking to someone on the phone.
So what's going on? This guy Dan here, he's going after Twitch's ad money right now for doing anti-Semitic shit. And then this dude Hassan is not under... Well, is a little bit under his fire at the moment, but he's causing a big issue about it. And so Dan here is saying, hey, I'm not going after you, but if you keep causing issues, I am going to go after you. Which is, yeah, something else.
That your fans are too afraid to do because they have PTSD about the idea of talking to another person. And they have to have, like, a therapy session about it. I don't. I will call into fucking the brave Mujahideen soldiers, Dan Crenshaw's fucking line. I'll break bread with Dan Crenshaw. I will talk about his lost eye, and I will talk about the man who made fun of it. You know what's so fucked up?
This is sweet stuff. Sweet stuff. Wait, what is this? And hearing how well he's socialist, everyone claims that what. Is that true? Do I have to go to his account? He knows. He's a grifter. Okay, wow. Wow, someone tell Daphne. Someone tell Tiny. Anyways. There we go. So now we have drinks coming in. Now we have drinks coming in. I like it. Diplomacy. What's going on? The expedition leader, Ashur Onlormad, meets with the outpost liaison Dom in Lahax. Dom, I am your liaison from the Mountain Gnomes. Let's discuss your situation. Okay. There's so much to share. Make requests for your next year's caravan. They'll charge more for these items. Wait, what's... I think I've seen those markers before. Are we getting haunted? So I can ask for more stuff, but I have no idea what stuff I need. But I don't need anything. We're just gonna die. So if we're gonna die, why am I gonna spend money? Now I'm saying, let's discuss what we're willing to offer you for your crafts. A need for seeds, and if you're able to provide some, the caravan will. What? Whoa! Okay. We need to plan for seeds. What is this? You can recenter on certain village fish. Dead. Missing bowl. Stray bowl. We need to like get this shit in order. We need to get this shit in order. It's not looking good. So I think I need to add animal cages. I don't know if I have any. Like if I go cages, restraints, animal trap. Let's get these animals at a lower level. Oh, I can just make them. Cages, restraints, animal trap. I only had one? Oh yeah, okay, so... we have to think. Who is this goblin? Vabok Athrez. A ghostly fisher dwarf. Is this a ghost? Wait. That is her ghost. Oh, shit. Items, health. Cannot breathe, vision lost, ability to stand lost, ability to grasp lost. Cannot assign thoughts. Oh my god, there's fucking ghosts in this game. Okay. But we have some food. We need to somehow... Whoa! The merchant needs a trade depot. We've done that. And then the caravan has arrived. Yeah, this all stuff we have dealt with. The outpost Leah has arrived. An animal has grown to become... Oh my god. These are all the dogs we've had. Yeah. Leah's carpenter has been possessed. What the hell is going on here? Who's really angry? Why are they really angry? Let's go take a look. Is it a child? It's a child. Let's view this child. He's got a huge beard in his child. Okay. He felt satisfied while yelling at somebody in charge. Oh, he's an asshole. He's 3 years old with a joke. Okay. Squad, none. Dabbling, discipline, skills, rooms, labor, item. Personality. He's a great kinesthetic sense, a natural inclination towards language. He's a questionable spatial sense, an iffy sense for music. He has overinflated sense of self-worth. He's very an overlaid calm demeanor. He prefers that everyone live in harmlessly as possible. He tends to avoid crowds. Tends to avoid any physical confrontations. He works to square his natural tendency. He needs alcohol to get through the work day when he's only 3. What's going on here? Slated for removal. Yeah, I don't need that wagon. I don't think. Hopefully, we don't need it. We have enough drinks. Seeds, meat. We have plenty of fish. Plenty of plants. So how do we scale production? Fishery. Oh wait, that already is a fishery. What am I talking about? Prepare raw fish. You know what we should do? We should maybe take a peek at a Dwarf Fortress tutorial now. Dwarf Fortress tutorial 2024 Beginner's Guide.
Hello and welcome.
Hi.
Hello and welcome to a video about Dwarf Fortress. This video is aimed as a getting started guide to anybody who is just learning to play Dwarf Fortress. Hopefully, we'll take about 15 minutes, and by the end of this video, you will ideally know how to get started with a brand new fortress. Now, Dwarf Fortress has been known for a very long time to be one of the most complex games ever made, which makes it a little bit daunting for some to get into. But I hope to remedy that a little bit and show you that it's really not that bad. It just kind of has a few quirks that you need to wrap your head around. Something else that's worth noting is Dwarf Fortress isn't really a game. It's a fantasy world simulation. It generates a very large amount of history for you to play around with, and the player kind of gets to poke and interact with that simulation in several different ways. In this video, we're going to be covering Fortress Mode, where you construct a fortress for dwarves in your generated world. Currently, Dwarf Fortress is available in 3 places. You can purchase it on Steam or itch.io. It's also available for free on the Bay12 Games website. But keep in mind, if you pick it up on Bay12 Games website, you will be playing the ASCII version of the game. Paid versions of the game have these pretty pixels for you to look at with your eyeballs. Once you have launched the game, you will see this button. It says Create a New World. We're going to click on that. And then from there, we're going to see this. Now, these are a couple of different parameters for your world. You can set how long your history is going to run, the number of civilizations, the number of beasts, the amount of savagery, but we're going to ignore all that and instead just simply click Create a New World. Now, this is going to load a little bit, and then it's going to generate our world for us. Calendar here. This is the world actually moved. Just get in previous for as well. Once you get in game, you're going to see this screen. It says a bunch of text about the area that you're in, and we're not going to worry about it too much because while it could be useful for your own fortress, for the sake of this tutorial, flavor text isn't particularly necessary. And now, one of the most complex games ever made.
Oh, no, one sec, Ben. You said... So, world walks, but you actually need to play the game and not just watch. Kind of, yeah, exactly. And there's like, you play sort of like the god dictator in a way. You tell the dwarves what to do. And that's kind of it, right? The rest of it is on the dwarves. They all have personalities. They all like. There's a famous bug to show how complicated this game was. Okay. For a while, there was a bug where the cats kept dying, and everyone's like, "What's going on? The cats keep dying." And they would see it. The cats, they were actually dying of alcohol poisoning, and every game, the cats would die of alcohol poisoning. What the problem was that the cats, they were walking through the areas with all the stills, or actually no. The dwarves would drink whatever ale they have, okay? they would spill on the ground while they're drinking. Cats would walk through the ale and they would lick their paws, and then there was a glitch where they would get more alcohol per lick than than they were supposed to. So yeah, that's they were basically taking, I think, a sip of booze every time instead of just a little lick of booze, right? So yeah, that's how complex. It's pretty crazy. We could start fresh, actually. We might even start fresh after this tutorial
Don't worry
thing.
about it too much, because while it could be useful for your own fortress, for the sake of this tutorial, flavor text isn't particularly necessary. And now, immediately, the game is going to be unpaused, so I recommend pausing it as soon as possible once you get in game. Then from there, you can begin panning the camera around using the middle mouse button or the WASD keys. If you hold Control, you can zoom in and zoom out, and this allows you to get a better view of things. And you zoom out by scrolling on the mouse wheel while holding down Control, and then either hitting C or E, you can move up and down Z levels. You can also do this by scrolling in and out with the mouse wheel. Now, Z levels are like layers of Minecraft blocks. So essentially, playing Fortress mode is kind of like playing flat Minecraft, but there's a bit of a city builder in there. And largely, that's what the gameplay of Dwarf Fortress is. It's learning to navigate these Z levels and keep yourself oriented. These little ups and down areas around the edge of the map, these are ramps. Ramps are how dwarves access different Z levels. If it's just a sheer flat cliff, like over here, they're not going to be able to access those levels as easily. However, they can run up and down the Z levels when there is ramps available. And if you find these ramps confusing, if you press R on the keyboard or click on this button, it will give you little arrows that will signify exactly what is up and what is a down area. So essentially, this is an up ramp when we're on the layer with it, but it's a down ramp when we're a layer above it. If I zoom out a little bit more and move up, once again, you can see this is now becoming a down.
Yeah.
Scroll down, it's an up arrow moving up. So I'm going to turn those off because I don't find them particularly necessary. However, they are quite useful for a beginning player. Now, because the game is paused, which we can unpause at any point using the space bar, you may go, oh wow, I'm lost. Well, here's a very easy way to remedy this. Press F1. If you press F1, it'll teleport you from wherever you are back to the wagon.
world.
You
Okay,
can, of
okay,
course, rebind
okay.
hotkeys using this screen right here, but we don't need to worry about that yet. Just remember that if you lose the location of your wagon and you need to figure out how to begin again, just press F1. The next thing I would like to cover is looking at things in your environment. If we pan the mouse around over top of things in the ground, you'll see that there's this little pop-up window up here on the right side of the screen. And it tells me exactly what I'm hovering over. So in this case, it's a pine tree trunk. In this case, it's a piece of barley. And then it's
And
some
barley
blueberry
leaves.
bushes,
So there's multiple
as well
things
as some
per
long
square.
grass. Now these materials and things and sprouts that show up on the surface can be harvested. One of the first tools I'm going to show you is this button, the gather button. Now, this is a very important tool. If you're settling anywhere that is kind of more temperate area where there are things growing, there will always be some plants and food and vegetables around that you can harvest. And this harvest tool will then cause dwarves that have the harvest job available, which we'll cover in a second, to run around and gather food and plants. And then they will put them in a stockpile once you have a stockpile constructed. Stockpiles can be found with this button down here at the bottom or by pressing P on your keyboard. Then you click the new stockpile button. From there, you click and drag, and it'll create a stockpile to that shape. Let's just build a small one right here. We're going to accept this stockpile, and we're going to select all. Now, there might be some conflicting things on the wiki saying that you shouldn't press this button, but at the current point in this game, it is safe to use all stockpiles. All stockpiles assign everything to the stockpile with the exception of refuse and corpses. But just for my own sanity's sake, I'm actually going to remove stone and wood from this stockpile, just so it doesn't get immediately covered up with boulders and wood from the trees that we're about to chop down. Now you can see the dwarves running around and gathering stuff, and they are going to bring them all over to this stockpile. They are then going to begin unloading this wagon. Once the wagon is unloaded and the dwarves are done moving things around, I'm going to show you the jobs screen. Now it seems like this stockpile filled up a little bit quick, so we're actually going to expand this stockpile. We're going to do that by clicking on the stockpile, clicking View Stockpile, and then we're going to click on this Paint Brush button, which is Repaint the Stockpile. And then from there we can simply expand the size of it so that the dwarves can continue moving items out of the wagon and into the stockpile. As this is being done, we can then click on the wagon itself, and we can see that there are now no items in the wagon, so the stockpile is full. Now that our life possessions are sitting here, we're going to show you the jobs screen.
Oh,
I can do that by pressing Y on...
Hold on. It connected to audio that it shouldn't have. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You can hear. I can't hear anything. Hold on. Okay, devices. Let's do headphone settings. We want to turn off, even though I love it. Audio switch, multi-point. headphone connect. Yeah. To change this, go away. Digital assistant, find device, sound, conversation detection. That's not detecting the conversation, it's the talking detection. Ear seal, equalizer, boom. Maybe. Does this work?
On the keyboard, or by clicking on this little hammer down here in the bottom left. This screen shows you the current assigned tasks. Now, it's very simple, right? You don't need to really mess around with the add new work details and make super specific jobs like some people may tell you, but things get a little tricky with these top three, right? You want planters, and fisher dwarves can be assigned to only specific dwarves because otherwise they'll just fish 24/7. Plant gatherers, I generally just leave this as open, and the dwarves will automatically assign the highest skill that is available to do the job, and generally they are pretty good about it, so I wouldn't worry about this screen at all aside from this. Now, there are three pesky ones up here at the top that do not allow you to set everybody does this, and you might go, why is that? Well, the reason is they require specific items for a uniform in order to be used. The hunters require a quiver, ammunition, and a bow or a crossbow, and it needs the correct ammunition for either a bow or a crossbow, being arrows or bolts, which eventually you'll just have in your fort, so you'll be able to assign a few of these dwarves anyway. In fact, we may already have this stuff for it in the fortress, but we don't need to worry about hunting right now. Then there's woodcutting, and woodcutting requires a battle axe, or apparently a haleberd to complete, as someone discovered that recently. Lastly, mining requires a pickaxe, so dwarves cannot chop wood and mine at the same time without some weird conflicts going on. So just make sure that your miners and your woodcutters are separated so that they don't worry about dropping and picking up battle axes and moving things from stockpile to stockpile and jobs getting canceled because they can't find their pickaxe and whatnot. So just make sure that your miners and your woodcutters are separated. You have a minimal number of hunters if you do need them. Okay. Keep your fisher dwarves specific to fisher dwarves because fishing is a very dangerous pastime for dwarves, and just let the rest be everybody does this. Or if you want to be more specific, select a few and just make sure that you do have dwarves assigned to each job. The next thing I would like to cover is the kitchen menu, and just something that you're going to want to do as a brand new player right off the bat. So you're going to want to click on kitchen, you're going to want to find plump helmets, and you're going to want to click on this little button. It doesn't really matter as to why. Long story short, you won't have enough seeds to plant more plump helmets. And now we're going to get into digging. We're now going to click on this tool. This is our digging tool, and we're going to move some stuff down into the fortress. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click on dig right here, and we're going to select the stair tool. Now stairs are pretty simple. You just simply select where you would like them to go, move down the number of Z levels you want to go, and then click build. There are some tricky techniques to get through aquifers, but we don't need to worry about that for this video because we're not going to be digging through an aquifer today. But if you would like to see my video on aquifers, simply check them out on my YouTube channel. I'm sure there's a link in the description.
I don't know why.
Now, as we move down, we can see that we've dug into stone. Now, remember, it's a good idea to be a couple of Z levels beneath the surface when you start building your fortress. And the reason for this is if you build right on the surface and you chop down trees, which we'll cover in a moment, it might leave holes in your ceiling if you're only one Z level down. So just make sure that you go down a couple of Z levels. Although we will actually have to build in this layer for some farming. Once we get down to the bottom layer, I'm going to dig out a little living space. And something that you need to keep in mind while playing Dwarf Fortress is dwarves need three things: food, beer, and beds. And if we can provide those three things, dwarves will be very happy, or at the very least, survive for more than an extended period of time. But I'm going to show you a fancy little tool here real quick with mining, because we've dug out this area here, and we've dug some stairs down to this little area, but up here, I would like to also build some space for farming, but I want him to dig out this lower area first. How can I do that? Well, if I click on the mining tool, there's this little arrow here, which can be accessed by hitting N on the keyboard. Now, this is your priorities screen, so I would like him to do this afterwards. And so we're going to dig out this little space, and he's going to complete this lower layer before the upper layer. Now, this mining is getting done rather slowly, so let's open back up this mining screen and go, well, our expedition leader here, Zuglar, isn't really doing much currently, so why don't we give them a pick as well? And let's see if we have another pick in the fortress. I'm sure we do. So, already has grabbed a pick and is now mining, and it appears that I have collided with an aquifer. Well, that's a little bit awkward. Anyway, we can simply just remove this area and not worry about it. However, if the ceiling starts dripping, we know why. This being said, we can also continue mining out this area just so that we have a little bit of space for our tavern, which is what I'm going to put down here. Very important for Dwarven society. We're also going to need a couple of bedrooms, which I'm going to put on this layer right above, which will probably also collide with the aquifer, so instead let's go this way. Now, I'm going to build a couple of bedrooms here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back up to the surface and we're going to chop down some trees. So I'm going to hit the tree chopping down menu, which is L on the keyboard. And once again, we have the same priority options open, and we're going to drag. I'm going to chop down some trees. Dwarves will then run from tree to tree and chop them down, but be careful about chopping down large chunks of trees that are very close together. It can cause some things to happen where trees collapse, and this can be rather deadly for dwarves. So just be a little bit careful while chopping down large amounts of trees. Remember how I said that dwarves need food, beer, and beds? Well, it's time to start up with beds. So we're going to make ourselves a workshop. We're going to make a carpenter's shop. And we're going to place it right here by the entrance. You can put these underground or above ground. It doesn't matter. And we are going to build this out of sandstone, because I don't really want to use wood for this. Now, they're going to go down and they're going to grab a boulder, and they're going to bring it up, and they're going to place it right here. Now that we have this carpenter shop constructed, I can click on Add a New Task, and we're going to make some beds. And I'm just going to queue up 7 beds here. So that's 7 beds queued up, and our carpenter is now going to start grabbing wood, after they're done felling trees, I assume. And then they're going to start grabbing wood and making us some beds. Looks like my planter got to the job first because the woodcutter was a little bit busy, so they're now hauling these pine trees and making beds. And of course, these beds are now being moved to this stockpile.
The tutorial
now, I can scroll back down to that layer where I was going to be farming, and once again, it looks like we collided with that aquifer. Well, I mean, as it is. So we're instead going to dig this way, just so that we can dig into sand more. Most maps will have either a dirt, clay, or sand layer, and all of these are perfectly suitable for farming. Keep in mind, there are more effective methods of farming, but that's probably a topic for a different video. What we're going to do now is we're going to start moving our stockpiles around a little bit. I'm going to make me a seed stockpile. I'm going to do this by building a little stockpile here in the corner, clicking custom, and then I'm going to go to food, and then I'm going to go to seeds, and I'm going to click all. The next step from here is we're going to go into this barrels button. I'm going to set this button to 0.
Wait, what?
Okay? Just don't ask why. Just remove barrels from your seed stockpiles. You'll thank me later. Then go to this all stockpile that we built initially, go to food, go to seeds, and click none. This will simply move the seeds down to the farming layer. Once we've done that, we can press B on the keyboard or click on the Place Structures and Buildings button and click on Farming. From here, we can then either hit P on the keyboard or click on Farm Plots, and we're going to build ourselves a nice-sized farm plot. This is going to be for plump helmets. If you would like to be a little bit more fancy, you could alternate with plump helmets and pigtails, but plump helmets are probably the most important crop for a beginning player in Dwarf Fortress because they are brewable into alcohol, and dwarves will eat them raw without complaining too much. Now that the farm field is ready to go, I'm going to click on it, and we have 4 seasons worth of planting here. You can worry about fertilizer if you want to be fancy, but I would say don't bother. You can add plump helmets, then go to summer, add plump helmets, then go to autumn, add plump helmets, then go to winter and add plump helmets. And dwarves will come booking it down into the fortress and plant all of your plump helmet seeds that you have available, or in this case, plump helmet spawn, because that's the correct name for them.
Okay,
task number 1 is done. The next task we need to do is we need to make bedrooms. Now, because I've got this nice little area cut out.
All right, we got enough going on here. Let's try and let's make a whole new. These guys are done for. These guys are dunzos. Actually, dunzos. Okay. Create new world. Okay. All default. Create world. Okay. Okay, we're right by the water, so digging is gonna suck, but forest, a lot of resources, a lot of animals. I wonder if we can set sail somewhere. Okay, so we have to start how he... I'm totally blanking out how to start, but... Labor, miners, woodcutters, hunters, planters. Okay. I think. Is this water? There's an elephant there. What the hell? Now we're gonna put it right here. Can everybody bring all the stuff out? Oh, is that the tide? Oh no. Oh no. Whatever. We'll get through it. Fucking elephant there. A stray elephant. Did we bring it with us? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna wipe out all the trees here. We are going to gather stuff here. Stairs. Let's see if I can do a 2x2. Look, that's food there already. So I'm thinking I can build out one way, then hopefully dig out the other way too. And build this as the storage room. These are going to be tiny rooms, I guess. That's the way he did them. carpenter. Add new task. Bed. Bed. Okay. 5, 6, 7. 7 beds. And then we do is we make another storage like this. And this is where we put seeds. Custom seeds. So material, metal. Food. Can I finish good? It should be under food. All. No. Get rid of that. Extract. No, seeds. There we go. All seeds. There we go. And I think we can dig out this a little more too. Furniture. We're gonna add the beds into the rooms. Here, I think. Do I have to do it again like this? Except food. Oh no. Custom. None. Seeds. None. All. None. No. No. What am I doing? Then I need to go food. Seeds. None. There we go. Now they should. That's what they should get all the seeds out. I think. Please. Construction, workshops, farming, farm plot. Oh, we only have so much space here. Damn. Whatever. The whole thing, yeah. Or does not let me do that. I think I need to dig up more of this space. That should give us more dirt to work with. Can we go? Usually you hit water right away. But we might be able to build deeper here. I think we should go to the forest a bit, chop a little bit of wood down. What else do we need? We need a bunch of stuff. And Homer's wood, whatever, we'll build that. Barrels, blocks, bookcase, bucket, buckler, cabinets, cage. Looks. There's too much water. I think we're too much water in this area. Ooh, no, we're okay. We're fine. Oh, maybe that's why he digs a 4x4. So he doesn't hit anything, go right past it. Smart move. Smart move. Build ourselves a little farm area. It's in workshops, which is really annoying. Farm plot. And I should move these storages over. Yeah, whatever. Then we're digging on this side. We're gonna go out a little bit. Make this kind of like a rec hall. pick a big wood pile up here too. So like if we get a gatherers up here, let's gather all this. No, down one more. Gather this whole area. Then I should be able to give them a whole bunch of storage. Yeah, we can do the storage room down below here. Except for wood, mostly. I gotta make sure we don't have a roof collapse too, so there's like a few levels in between. And a little rec hall set up. This stuff has to be moved out of here. And we have so much stuff in storage. I gotta move that underground. Which I think it will be out from here. Most of the stuff. This basically gonna be the kitchen area. We are okay for food right now, looks like. Orders add new task. Process plants. Repeat. Oh, cool. So, wait. Food stockpile. Yeah, that's where we got sweet pod seeds in bags. Squads. Go away. I don't want squads. Care about squads right now. The storage room is almost done. Place. Custom. All. And then what we do is we're going to remove wood. None. Stone. None. I don't need the furniture here. Animals. None. There we go. That should give a whole bunch of custom space. Yeah, for everything. Oh, I gotta do no seeds. Custom food, seeds, none. Get those seeds out of here. Still, and I want to make a kitchen. Oh, there we go. See, this should not have seeds in it. Custom. Food. Seeds. No seeds. Yeah, it has nothing. Maybe just nobody's on it yet. Let's go lower. There should be, and there is. Come on, little guy. Stone. Oh no. Oh shit. No, we're good. That's just super low. Oh, I thought part of my thing caved in. How do I select? How do I select every... What the heck? Oh, that does the whole thing, I think. Yeah, they do everything. Okay. Shit, wait, am I getting a flood? I'm getting flooded. Maybe we'll just do one right through there. And then we build a wall. Yeah, that'll do. Oh no, they're walling him in. Crap. We're gonna have to maybe we just dig everything out. I think I have to do like, oops, wrong thing. These big tunnels. These big strips. I think. Hopefully we don't get screwed. Scared. I'm very scared. I wonder, can we can strengthen some of these walls. I don't know if polishing them strengthens it. Hopefully it does. I would assume it does. Fish, none. Ooh, that's right. I need a fishery. Workshops, farming, fishery. I'm just gonna stick it right here for now. Do I need like 3 fisheries then? Do I need like 1? I don't need task track from this priority. Prepare. So what I would do is I think I would put prepare. Oh wait. Yeah, prepare on loop and high. Catch, prepare, extract. Okay, we'll leave that for now. We'll see how well that works. Why is everyone standing around? Labor. Orderlies. There should be everything. Everyone should be on orderlies. Everybody does this. Haulers, everybody. They all should be on orderly. Or am I full? What's going on? I am totally full. That's what's... Add 1. Whatever. 2. No, you do this, do this. 2. Accept. Wood only. Done. Hopefully these guys up top... Yeah, they all get busy. Although the rest of the stuff should still be moved. Except custom. Food, seeds, all. Which is weird, doesn't take the sack of seeds down. Or is that rotten or something? Maybe. Rotten seeds. Capuchin is stolen. Oh, what? Oh, they're stealing shit. Some migrants have arrived. Oh, that was the extra people. As long as they're okay. is that one bedroom? No, it has to be just like bedroom. Accept. Bedroom. Accept. Bedroom. Accept. Bedroom. Accept. Furniture, tables. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it? That's all we got? Furniture, table. Needs a throne. Make a throne at a workshop first. What the heck do I need a throne? Oh, let's see, yeah. I need a throne to make chairs? Does it make any sense? Nope, there's a chair there. So make furniture chair. Okay. Pebbles, pebbles. Okay, nothing useful. Meat, drink. We have no drink. Why do we have no drink? Add new task. Brew drink from plant. Repeat. Repeat. Repeat, repeat. Then also, what's the fishery dude doing? Okay. And then I think this is where we should dig out. Path here. And then 3x3x3. And then also that. Center. The expedition leader married. Oh, that's cute. You can reach the outpost. Lyson has arrived. The merchant needs a trade depot. Yeah. That's what we're working on right now. And then we... Trade depot. Vermin catcher. Ooh, that's huge actually. We can stick this sucker right there. Workshops, farming. Ooh, nest box. I just saw like a warrior dude. Who is that warrior dude? Do we have a warrior dude? Where did he go? Shit. This guy. Skills. He's decked. Butcher and the tanner right beside each other. I can't even tell. Add new task. Catch live land animal, tame small animal. Sure. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save. Would you like to manually name the save? Yes, we do. First understanding. Quit without saving. Quit. Okay, I want to watch some videos. I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be back in just a moment. And we'll watch a few things.
Yesterday, Half-Life 2 turned 20 years old. This project changed the whole industry's idea of what games can and should be. Valve showcased previously unseen technologies and revolutionary physics which would change the direction of FPS games for years to come. In honor of this event, Valve has released a huge update for the original game which is being given away absolutely free right now. They added all the episodes to the main game, added full support for the workshop and custom modifications. Gathered all the people who took part in creating the game and recorded completely new developer commentaries that you can listen to right during the walkthrough. But most importantly, in collaboration with the production team from Secret Tape, they shot a full-fledged 2-hour documentary about the detailed development process of the game, in which they shared a lot of previously unseen footage and features. We finally heard stories about how they were hacked and someone leaked an early build of the game, how their own publishers tried to sue them, why did they almost ran out of money, how Steam was created, and much more. There is too much for one video, so today we will talk about one of the most interesting topics. What happened to Half-Life 2 Episode 3 and what the developers think about future games in this universe. But while you have time, check out Skins Monkey. Use code Gaben and get up to a $5 bonus. Select a few of your current skins, pick a new one in the same price range and exchange your old and ugly CSGO items to something new and shiny from Counter-Strike 2. Use code Gaben and buy skins much cheaper with a 30 plus 5% top-up bonus. Skins Monkey, links and my code down below. Firstly, it is worth noting that this is not about Half-Life 3, which is a hot topic due to huge amounts of new leaks and rumors. And also not about other iterations of Half-Life 3 which have been cancelled in the last 10 years. This is the third episode, the development of which stopped in 2007. However, we will also discuss the new game. After the development of the first Half-Life and the difficulties of Half-Life 2, Valve developers came to the conclusion that creating separate games in a short period of time is too energy-consuming and not very productive. Instead, they decided to divide the team into different groups that worked in parallel. Thanks to this, they could afford to release new content almost every 12 months. Thus, the idea of an episodic model label was born. After the successful release of the first and second episodes, something unexpected happened. The team deadlocked themselves. Each of their projects brought and demonstrated some innovative ideas. The original game is of course about physics and facial animation. The first episode is about improved enemy AI, coordination in battle, destructibility and co-op play, along with a partner constantly following the player in the form of Alex. The second episode has less linear levels and more open spaces with chases, improved graphics, unusual enemies and weapons. The second episode was longer than the first one. The development process was extremely difficult and they had to work overtime. Crunches began. The third episode not only had to keep the bar raised, it had to break through the ceiling and fly into space. Of course, the main actions took place in the Arctic, where Gordon and Alex went to search for a mysterious ship called Borealis. The plot has never been the basis of this game. First of all, the developers thought about some interesting mechanics that could be revealed during the story. Before finally freezing the project, the game was a separate set of playable levels, not connected in any way, and a separate story with early concepts of what the game should have been. In fact, the project was 6 months away from the stage when it would no longer make sense to cancel the game. But the pressure kept rising. In their opinion, the existing features were not cool enough to be the foundation of the next Half-Life. They simply could not come up with something more significant. Alongside this, Valve delegated the development of the fourth episode to Arcane, where the action took place in Ravenholm and the main character was Adrian Shepard. However, in conversations with Valve, even they admitted that they had difficulties brainstorming some innovative mechanics. One of the key features in the third episode was supposed to be a freeze gun. Using it, you could create ice objects of any shape or forms. The first mode allowed freezing the space by shooting an ice beam. Make a small wall to protect yourself from enemy attacks. Small stairs or slides for easier navigation on the map. Or activate
HDR is not working properly here.
along
It's almost like ass.
with a partner constantly following the player in the form of Alex. The second episode has less linear levels and more open spaces with chases, improved graphics, unusual enemies and weapons. The second episode was longer than the first one. The development process was extremely difficult and they had to work overtime. Crunches began. The third episode not only had to keep the bar raised, it had to break through the ceiling and fly into space. Of course, the main actions took place in the Arctic, where Gordon and Alex went to search for a mysterious ship called Borealis. The plot has never been the basis of this game. First of all, the developers thought about some interesting mechanics that could be revealed during the story. Before finally freezing the project, the game was a separate set of playable levels, not connected in any way, and a separate story with early concepts of what the game should have been. In fact, the project was 6 months away from the stage when it would no longer make sense to cancel the game. But the pressure kept rising. In their opinion, the existing features were not cool enough to be the foundation of the next Half-Life. They simply could not come up with something more significant. Alongside this, Valve delegated the development of the fourth episode to Arcane, where the action took place in Ravenholm and the main character was Adrian Shepard. However, in conversations with Valve, even they admitted that they had difficulties brainstorming some innovative mechanics. One of the key features in the third episode was supposed to be a freeze gun. Using it, you could create ice objects of any shape or forms. The first mode allowed freezing the space by shooting an ice beam. Make a small wall to protect yourself from enemy attacks. Small stairs or slides for easier navigation on the map. Or activate the second mode and create an ice path along which you could move faster and more efficiently during the combat sequences. At the same time, the bullets will affect this structure and it will begin to crack and collapse. Of course, you could freeze enemies and play with them using physics. After such a long time, it seems that this idea lay in one of the main mechanics for Kelvin from the new Valve game called Deadlock. The second interesting feature is a strange creature in the form of slime balls. We have repeatedly seen leaks and even small prototypes from the community, but devs have finally shared official information. This blob could take absolutely any form. After being hit, it scatters into pieces but then gathers together. Each piece exists like a separate entity, and if necessary, they could attack enemies independently of each other. They could pass through fences, destroy objects, and move in unusual conditions. Their main attack is essentially sucking the enemy in. Whether it was a small headcrab or a full-fledged zombie, the blob simply consumed the creature entirely. They fully interacted with physical objects and most likely they could be torn or you could cover yourself with obstacles from being eaten. Little bit later, this technology was reused in gels for the second portal. It is important to note that the developers haven't talked about other interesting features. In 2011, the community found mentions of some in-game entities. Of course, there were the blob and the ice gun, which were finally officially confirmed. But additionally, there were weapons called Weaponizer, Teleporter, Flamethrower, and Flechette. For those who suddenly don't know, these are projectiles fired by hunters in the second episode. Most of these items will remain a mystery, but they showed Weaponizer for a split second, either by accident or on purpose. According to rumors, with the help of this weapon, it was possible to control the physical properties of objects. You could heat metal or freeze water, so literally weaponize normal objects and use them as weapons. Considering all the HLX leaks that I talked about in previous videos, it seems that this is not just a coincidence and they decided to not talk about those things because they might keep them for the future, especially considering that Valve constantly reuses old ideas for new projects. However, the second obstacle in the development of the final episode turned out to be the first Left 4 Dead. Third episode was too early in development to give it all the attention, when Left 4 Dead was already preparing for release and needed extra hands. At that time, it was considered a more significant project, and in retrospect, we can say that this was justified, and the game will stay in history forever. By the time the development of other projects was over, they felt that it was too late to return to the third episode. They were late, and to make the next Half-Life, they needed a completely new game engine. However, now they admit that it was a huge mistake. They could well have allocated additional time, calculated all the pros and cons, and finished what everyone was waiting for. However, they are not too upset about the missed opportunities, because thanks to this, they were able to spend more time on other games, such as Left 4 Dead 2, Portal 2, or multiplayer projects that formed Valve Company and the Steam platform that we all know. At the end of the documentary, Gabe says that the ending of Alex gave them the opportunity to reflect and understand what exactly they need to continue the story. According to him, Half-Life has always been a tool that demonstrated to players the possibilities and innovative solutions that create previously unseen gaming experiences. And as he believes, at the moment the gaming industry has a lot of space to use such opportunities again. Roughly speaking, he's like, before we were stupid, but we did not realize it. But after releasing Half-Life Alyx, we finally understood that we made an error. And now we not only see how it can be done, we see how it needs to be done using the opportunities that have appeared in the gaming industry, especially with the new Source 2 engine. Personally, after watching the entire documentary, this is how I interpret it. The fact that they publicly talked about the third episode and even showed real footage already means quite a lot. They admitted their mistakes, and the documentary is literally a therapy session in which they openly shared their injuries and fears. Not only did they say 4 years ago at the release of Half-Life Alyx that they know how to continue the story, but now they are saying the same thing. They still know and nothing has changed. Considering all the leaks that I covered in previous videos about HLX, which has been in development for almost 5 years, and a new documentary, they literally say, well, yes, we are making Half-Life 3. Oh, and by the way, look at the new art, cause Dabib says that he drew it by hand, but this gravity gun is definitely new, and it looks like a 3D render. Or am I just too clueless? Let me know in the comments, and if you haven't watched it yet, be sure to check out 2 previous videos about HLX leaks where I talked about a huge amount of innovative mechanics.
The invocation of international law has never meant anything to any of the surrounding regions ever. International law didn't kick Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait. It didn't end the Iran-Iraq war. It didn't help at all with Bashar al-Assad's multiple chemical weapon attacks in Syria. It hasn't helped at all in expelling Hezbollah from Lebanon. It didn't help at all with any of the crackdowns during the Arab Spring across all of North Africa, across the entire Middle East. It didn't help. It didn't help the Houthis at all. It didn't help any of the children starving in Yemen. International law is a joke answer. Anybody that says it doesn't care about anything in the region. That's it. It's the most ahistorical, non-factual, non-reality answer ever. I don't know why even say it. There's no point.
They're completely removing the reason why Jews were kicked out from the Arab countries. They're completely removing the reason why.
But they were no. You can make excuses for everything. But I'm just saying that what you just said has happened. Literally all the Jews ran from every other Arab state.
Yeah, but why did they run only at that time?
Because after the war in '48, a lot of the Arab states started to view a lot of the what?
Which was fired by what? Which was fueled by what? What fueled the anti-Semitism in the Arab world that pushed the Jews? By the way, not all the Jews.
Whoa, careful.
Jews. Through that, I created a platform called the Levantines to bring anybody who's interested in creating a novel path to peace in the Levant. So whoever's interested in a new page to the Middle East, go check that out on levantines.com. My grandfather was the father of the Syrian constitution, Syrian president, president in Syria, and he was very big on diplomacy and inclusion of minorities. I never met him, so I feel like this is a way for me to also carry the torch, and by learning from him and his stories, to really create this new path of inclusivity in the Middle East is something I'm super passionate about.
Cool. All right, Mr. Stephen Bunnell II.
Yeah, I do online debate. Wait, is your father Hafez? Is that what you said, or did I misunderstand?
His name is Hashim Atasi.
Oh, okay.
So before the current Syrian regime.
Oh, okay. So, okay, gotcha.
Very different ideologies.
Yeah.
Pro minorities, pro diplomacy. That's where we're at.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I mean, my name is Steven. Obviously, I do a lot of political conversations on different topics. Israel, Palestine is probably one of the areas I'm a bit more studied in. Yeah, I mean, we can go from there. I don't know. Sometimes I'm far left, sometimes I'm far right. It depends on who I'm debating or what their exact positions are. Or just, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so the debate proposition is going to be: is Israel committing a genocide? Has Israel been committing a genocide? We're going to focus on that. My girlfriend's fucking around. The conversation can evolve from that, but let's start off with that debate proposition. Let's do a quick, I don't know, 2 to 4 minute opening statement where you guys can just outline your positions on whether you think Israel's committing a genocide. I would like to, unless it's directly relevant, stay away from like shit that happened 100 or 200 years ago. Let's just focus on the current timeline. Obviously, you can reference things in the past if you feel like it's necessary to make your argument, but let's try to generally focus on now rather than the past. Okay, so I think that I think it would probably make the most sense for you, Kareem, to outline your position first, and then we'll go to Destiny. So, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to be Nazi on the time. Just take like somewhere between 2 and 5 minutes.
No problem. So, in terms of the question, is Israel committing genocide? I refer to the International Court of Justice's really conclusion, which is that Israel's committing plausible genocide. And the reason why that's important to understand is when you look at the Minister's Education statements today in the Knesset, when he goes like, I don't know how, but the Palestinians need to be exterminated, or the Minister of Heritage of the Knesset of Israel's government says we can't rule out using an atomic bomb in Gaza. The reason why members of the Knesset can say statements like that is because we have to understand that the origins of political Zionism, you know, we were talking about history in the end of the 19th century. When I say Zionism today, I'm talking about Herzlian Zionism, I'm talking about Zionism in 1895. It's referred to by Theodore Herzl, Jabotinsky, the founder of revisionist Zionism, even Ben Gurion, who's the first prime minister of Israel, as a colonial project. And for a colonial project to happen, or a colonial adventure to happen, you de facto have to understand that in its essence, genocide has to be part of its execution. Because as Ben Gurion said, we must expel all the Arabs. As Herzl said, we must push the penniless population away from the border. So there was an understanding before the state, before any mass immigration of Jews came to Europe to the state.
Very, very boring right now.
Y'all, the apocalypse is here again, allegedly, maybe. Also, this time, not on YouTube, but instead it has to deal with everything that's happening over on Twitch right now. And actually, where we'll start with this is the update to Twitch's hateful conduct policy that happened over the weekend, with them saying in a blog post starting today, using the term Zionist to attack or demean another individual or group of people on the basis of their background or religious belief is against our rules. With Twitch going on to clarify that referring to the Zionist political movement in either a positive or negative way, that won't get anyone dinged, but their goal is to, quote, prevent coded hate directed at individuals and groups of people. Which, I mean, just that by itself, that stoked its own set of reactions and controversy. But then, you know, the second half of this story is you have a lot of streamers saying they've noticed some major drops in their ad revenue. I mean, we're talking reports of drops as high as 95%.
I average about $100 to $200 a day in ad revenue, right? 5 days a week. You're talking about $600-700 a week. You're talking about $2,800 a month. You know, $3,000 a month. I make about $8,000 a month on average, and sometimes 9, right? So it's about 40% of my, sometimes 50% of my income. I'm averaging $15 in ad revenue.
And so seemingly with people's wallets getting hit, this sparked a lot of conversation from some of the big names in the streaming world. And a number asking or hitting on why is this happening in the first place? With, for example, the likes of Ludwig talking about Asmongold.
The genesis of this, as far as I can tell, is when Asmon got banned off of Twitch. Because you see, Asmon got banned after making some comments about Palestinian people, some very negative comments about Palestinian people. He got banned off of Twitch. And this sort of caused a domino effect where people are like, okay, you ban Asmon for saying this thing about Palestinian people, but, you know, what about this person saying this thing about this people?
For example, he mentions Frogan, who said on stream that she hoped American soldiers got PTSD from their service. And this also after she co-hosted a TwitchCon event that a lot of people believe was anti-Semitic. Though there, I think it's important to know, because we're dealing with such a polarizing topic, you also had a lot of people who didn't see anything wrong with that event. But either way, you have Ludwig saying that people started sending emails to advertisers by the thousands, with them pointing out times that their ads ran near or within segments people.
Free karma. Create post. Image. Title. Look who is on DeFranco. And Flare. Media. Oh no, what should I put this as? Suggestion, ship post, media, politics, suggestion, art, or drama.
Drag their feet there. And this also is notably a lot of people got really mad at Ludwig because he didn't call out Hassan Piker, who people have pointed out as a friend of Ludwig and who many have blamed at least in part for this whole mess. People saying things like, this is worse than just skimming some tweets to find the news about what happened with the situation. You are literally intentionally leaving things out. And actually, having been named earlier, Asmongold agreed that Hassan definitely played a part here.
Hassan clearly is like one of the biggest proponents of this. I would say he is the biggest proponent to a lot of the contention around the, quote, adpocalypse. He's the main reason why this is, like 90% of the examples that are being used are him. Like, or maybe not 90, it might be 80, 70%, but it's like the majority of all examples on the entire platform are all Hassan. So yeah, very clearly this is the reason why it's happening.
Oh my
God. Now, you can say that it's unfair, but that's fine. That's okay. But you can't say it's not happening, or that's not the reason.
And he also doubled down on that in his response to Ludwig's video, saying,
a lot of this is because a lot of people just don't like Hassan. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Hassan has said a number of things over the years that sound really bad. I don't want to get into a big debate about whether they are bad or who was right, but we can all acknowledge that there's a lot of people that didn't like him, okay? A lot of people didn't like them. And people are using all of these examples to try to get advertisers to leave. That's the reason why. That's the main reason. So my situation might have made this bigger than it already was, but this was already happening before I even had any of, I never got suspended. I didn't have anything to do with this.
Ethan Klein also jumping back into the mix, calling Ludwig out, saying he's sweeping this anti-Semitism issue under the rug.
Ludwig! Why did you even bother
Oh my God, this is getting crazy.
to make this video? You know what I mean? Just, you don't have to talk about it if you're too cowardly to explain it.
Or with Ethan bringing up when Hassan earlier this year interviewed a pro-Houthi Yemeni pirate, also criticizing Ludwig for how he talked about the Frogan incidents.
This level of anti-Semitism is platformed on a main stage of TwitchCon in front of these sponsors. I mean, what the do you expect, man? Don't blame the people sending emails. Blame Dan Clancy and his team of morons that did nothing to shield their ecosystem from this, especially considering they had so much time to learn from what happened to YouTube. Pure incompetence.
And while this blame game thing has gotten a lot of attention, there are also others saying that this adpocalypse part of the situation, that it's actually wildly overblown. With us now seeing some streamers outside of the political space saying that their revenue has not been impacted. And specifically, some like Stock Guy pointing out that once he removed politics-related tags, his revenue jumped way up again.
That's not how this works. That's totally not DeFranco. So this is the thing, is DeFranco's comparing this as both sides are even right now, but they're not. This is crazy.
The likes of Hassan sharing that clip on Twitter and adding, this doesn't mean there isn't a concerted brigade effort cynically mass spamming emails to advertisers urging them to pull ads. There very clearly is one. And so ultimately we find ourselves in a situation where seemingly there has not been a full-blown adpocalypse, but that is allegedly not due to lack of people trying, nor does it mean that there won't be one forthcoming, especially as this topic gains more and more attention and creators are pointing the finger at one another. It's all incredibly messy, and I will say though it has been extra interesting since as of a week and a half ago, we started streaming over on Twitch as well in the mornings. It's definitely a different world there. I will say also, in addition to your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday Philip DeFranco show, I'll be streaming there every morning, at least for this week. So yeah, at 10:30 Eastern, come by twitch.tv/DeFranco Live. But yeah, with all that said, going back to the story, what are your thoughts here? But then, holy hell, do we have some international news today. Because Biden has now given permission to Ukraine to attack deep inside Russia with US-supplied long-range missiles. And this is a massive shift in policy. Right? Biden technically eased some restrictions on Ukraine's use of American weapons after Russia opened a new front in the war back in May. But he only allowed the use of something called the High Mobility Artillery Rocket System, or HIMARS, which notably has a range of about 50 miles against Russian forces directly across the border. But this time, Ukraine has permission to use the Army Tactical Missile System, or ATACMS, which has a range of about 190 miles. Though I will say, that said, we're not exactly sure what kind of conditions are attached. But in any case, Biden's decision is reportedly a direct response to Russia bringing North Korean troops into the fight. Because as we've talked about before, at least 10,000 North Korean troops are now believed to be in Russia's Kursk region. And those may actually be part of a force of as many as 50,000 soldiers working to take back the territory in this region that Ukraine seized back in August. And so with all that, the Ukrainians could use the ATACMS to not only strike those Russian and North Korean troops, but also target military equipment, logistics infrastructure, ammunition depots, and supply lines deep inside Russia. But ultimately, no one's really expecting this to fundamentally change the course of the war, at least directly on the ground. Right? Instead, you have American officials saying that one goal is to send a message to North Korea that their troops are vulnerable and that they shouldn't send more of them. And then, of course, this could also have an impact on where things are when Trump gets back into office. Right? With U.S. aid in jeopardy, even Zelensky is now saying that he wants to end the war by diplomatic means next year. But until then, right, everything that happens on the ground is going to affect what that looks like. Right? And so the Ukrainians might hope that they'd be able to trade any Russian territory they hold in Kursk for Ukrainian territory held by Russia. But of course, right, if Russia succeeds in taking Kursk back, then Ukraine could end up with nothing to trade at all. But then also, with everything at play here, you have some worried that this could backfire. And reportedly there, even Biden's advisors have been divided on the issue, with some apparently worrying that this could cause Putin to retaliate against not just Ukraine, but its allies. In fact, a recent U.S. intelligence assessment said that Russia would be likely to retaliate with force against the U.S. and its coalition partners if Ukraine was granted permission to carry out long-range strikes. And specifically, they're warning that Russia might step up acts of arson and sabotage targeting facilities in Europe to potentially lethal attacks on American and European military bases. And then actually, with that, you have the Kremlin spokesperson saying, this decision is reckless, dangerous, aimed at a qualitative change, a qualitative increase in the level of involvement of the United States in this conflict. Though also, notably there, we've seen this kind of rhetoric from Russia for a long time now. Also, that intelligence assessment I mentioned, that was before North Korean troops really came into the equation, which has been considered a major escalation on Russia's part. And so that may have sort of changed the cost-benefit analysis in general. Also, even before Biden's decision, Russia had already been stepping up its sabotage campaign in Europe and planning and carrying out lethal attacks on foreign soil. Right, so the other side of the argument is that Putin will just keep getting more and more aggressive if he's not challenged. And very notably there, that's often been the position of officials in states bordering Russia or otherwise in its old sphere of influence. Right, folks who arguably have the most to fear from escalation. But ultimately, that is where we are right now. And in the meantime, of course, I'd love to know your thoughts here. But then, taking a quick break from the news, how many of you have kicked off 2024 promising to finally turn a passion project into profit, launch a business or a lucrative side hustle or hobby? Because for me, I've been wanting to launch a book club for years, and that procrastination recently ended. But then, in really interesting news you've probably not heard about, hundreds of miners in South Africa right now have been holed up underground for months, and they may be dying of hunger and thirst. But also, no, right, this is not a cave-in story. Instead, this is because reportedly police have been blocking the exits and denying them food and water. And their reason for doing this is that those miners have apparently been working down there illegally. So what we're seeing is the South African government doing everything they can to force them out and arrest them as part of a nationwide crackdown on illegal mining. With some here, of course, saying that this is going way too far. But also, to really make sense of any of this, we gotta go back a bit. Because you probably are aware of or could imagine, mining has a long, dark history in South Africa. In fact, it was once the largest gold-producing nation in the world, but eventually a lot of those mines became unprofitable and they were just left behind. In fact, it's estimated that there are around 6,000 abandoned mines in the country today, except they're also not really abandoned. Instead, what's actually happened is that many have just become part of a massive black market mining industry, which really shouldn't be shocking, with extreme poverty and skyrocketing unemployment driving out-of-work miners and migrants to work in them. In fact, overall, there are estimated to be between 30,000 and 100,000 unlicensed miners in the country. And notably, they sometimes remain underground for weeks at a time, often setting up illegal electricity and water supply systems. And so then with that, organized crime has become involved as well, with experts saying that violence often seeps into surrounding communities, also creating a secondary market for food, alcohol, and sex work. With one local, for example, telling the Washington Post that the sound of gunfire as rival groups fight over territory sometimes keeps her awake at night. And this is, of course, one, there are already the traditional dangers of mining, but also two, it's made worse by the lack of regulation. Like last year, for example, 31 people died in a gas explosion at an unused mine, and then a gas leak linked to illegal mining killed more than a dozen just a few months later. But then not long after those incidents, the government initiating a massive crackdown on illegal mining in the country. And what we've seen since then is many of the thousands arrested through the operation being deported and some being charged criminally. And a key thing with all this is that the state's heavy-handed tactics have drawn criticism. We're seeing things like on November 2nd, South African police saying that 225 miners have been drawn out of one mine as a result of starvation starvation and dehydration. Right after authorities had blocked routes into the mines, authorities also blocking local community members from delivering food parcels, water, and necessities to the mine shafts. And so now they've just been using the tactic again, just on a much bigger scale, right? Specifically at this former gold mining site about 90 miles west of Johannesburg, with us already seeing more than 1,000 miners already emerging and being arrested. Though officials say that there are still between 350 and 400 miners still down there. Though also, we really don't know how sure we are about those numbers. And that's because community members, as well as some miners who have been hauled up, say that it's actually up to 4,000 people that are trapped. And there are reports coming out that the miners have been eating vinegar and toothpaste to try to survive while underground.
Oh,
and it's
shit.
feared that their health could be deteriorating and they may be too weak and frail to leave the mine by themselves. But all of this as the South African government has insisted that they will stay the course. With one minister, for example, saying, "We are not sending help to criminals. We are going to smoke them out. Criminals are not to be helped. They are to be persecuted." With then, a day after that quote, a decomposing body being brought to the surface. And so now we've seen a South African court ordering police to end the standoff, saying that emergency workers should be allowed in and the miners should be allowed to exit. And so we have seen some aid being allowed in, but the South African Police Service says that the ruling doesn't prevent the detention of illegal miners who are in good health. Writing on Facebook, all those who resurface will continue to be assessed by emergency medical personnel on site. Those that are in good health will be processed and detained. Those that require further medical care will be taken to hospital under police guard. For now, we're gonna have to wait to see how all this is gonna play out. Then, in huge online controversy and drama news, let's talk about Mr. Beast, Dogpack404, and a creator by the name of Soggy Cereal. And for those uninitiated to this whole situation, Dogpack is a former Mr. Beast employee who previously posted videos accusing Mr. Beast of essentially being a fraud and laying out tons of alleged wrongdoings. But now you've got Soggy Cereal claiming that Dogpack is the one who's actually a fraud. And he hits on a number of things. He goes very in detail on a number of things. It's part of the reason he put out a nearly 90-minute long video, which one means I'm not gonna be hitting on every single thing that he talks about in that video, and two, I'll link to the video, and after today's show, if you're interested in this, I highly recommend you watch the whole video. And that's because this is not always the case, but this is a dense 90 minutes. And it makes sense that it's that long because there are so many claims, and then he talks about a number of things, some that we're gonna touch on. But going through some of the highlights, right? The video starts off with Soggy addressing claims that Mr. Beast knowingly hired a registered sex offender by the name of Delaware, because that was something that Dogpack talked about as well as Jake Weddle. But according to Soggy, Mr. Beast didn't know that Delaware had this history, and Soggy accused Dogpack of using misleading framing to make Mr. Beast out to be the bad guy doing something intentionally wrong when he was really just unaware. With Soggy actually speaking to another Mr. Beast employee who said that at the time, Mr. Beast just needed more staff, so he went to a Best Buy and just asked employees there if they wanted to work for him, and
naively thinking that a multi-billion-dollar company would have at least made sure to not hire criminals and especially to not hire a registered sex offender as store manager. 19-year-old Mr. Beast didn't do background checks. Was that stupid? Yes. Is Delaware a piece of shit? Yes. Should Jimmy take responsibility for making that mistake? Yes. But it wasn't this up master plan by Jimmy to intentionally hire an RSO. It was a dumb mistake by an inexperienced adolescent starting up a business.
Though it is worth noting that previously Delaware's brother-in-law did say that Delaware told Mr. Beast about his situation, meaning Mr. Beast would have known upon hiring him, so Soggy's claim does clash with that. With Soggy also saying that Delaware does not work for Mr. Beast anymore and has not for several years, with him then accusing Dogpack and his crew of recording another former employee without their consent, so Dogpack could use their words to fit his narrative about Delaware and other allegations against Mr. Beast. With his former employee allegedly having no clue that he was being recorded and saying he didn't intend for his words to even be taken too seriously.
We're just shooting this and, you know, we're just gossiping a lot, catching up on, you know, the current drama. I don't think any of the stuff that we were talking about really had any facts or like evidence. To say that I felt tricked or used is an understatement.
With that employee then going on to say that he felt emotionally and financially damaged by being filmed like this and being used in this way. Soggy also brought up the video Dogpack did with Rosanna Pansino where they said Ava Tyson put alleged CP in a company chat, with instead us learning that that photo in question was not CP and instead was an 18-year-old Ivanka Trump modeling for GQ, which probably sounds familiar because we covered that situation a few weeks ago with people calling Dogpack and Rosanna out since Rosanna reported Mr. Beast's company to the FBI over this. Also, a thing to be pointed out with this is that Soggy Cereal actually made it clear around halfway through the video that he wasn't making this to kind of be Mr. Beast's defense attorney. Right? He even ends the video with criticisms of Mr. Beast. And in this, he just says he thinks that someone needs to address the allegations Dogpack made, accusing Dogpack of willingly and repeatedly leaving crucial information out of his video so that he could push his agenda.
Also, me disproving cheap attempts at slander from this guy doesn't mean I'm defending this guy. In my opinion, blindly taking either side should be heavily frowned upon, because there are some very questionable and up decisions Mr. Beast has made that he needs to be held accountable for. And I'll get to that. However, to effectively criticize him, help genuine victims, and hold him morally and legally accountable, we must first clear the table of all of the lies that have been spread by Dawson French, aka Dogpack404. Dogpack doesn't give a shit about who or what he uses or whose life he ruins, just to push his own narrative, and it's disgusting.
Also, another big moment from this whole video is audio of Dogpack seemingly being fired and begging for his job, with many saying, you know, if he was so desperate to keep that job, he apparently didn't have any real issues with Mr. Beast and what he was doing, and that he was only upset now that he was on the outside.
I'm our COO. Part of my job is you're pushing back on everything that we're saying. So
well, because you're trying to fire me, and I want to work at this company.
I'm the CEO of this company. If I'm talking, don't interrupt me. And I am telling you this is what's happening, and you're telling me that I'm wrong. I am not wrong. I've made the decision. Here, we will take care of.
I appreciate that. Can I please have
These interactions are always so weird to me.
Just, if I'm getting paid, just let me come in and let me try to be coachable. If Cody changes his mind, can I? And I've been trying to get to this point of working on Mr. Beast for a long time.
Also, you had Sagi speaking to other employees who said the Dogpack was odd and even combative and hard to work with while he was at Mr. Beast. One even saying,
not just to see people slander the work that you've done, but to know that it's lies and misinformation will make anybody speak up.
With him saying that because notably, Dogpack repeatedly alleged that a lot of elements of Mr. Beast's videos were fake or fraudulent or rigged in some way. And you had Sagi arguing that a lot of the times that Dogpack suggested that something shady was happening behind the scenes, it was really just related to a safety measure. Like one example was Dogpack being mad that Mr. Beast staffers were contestants in a video, but in reality, they were apparently just subbing in for some of the randomly selected ones after they tested positive for COVID and could no longer compete. With Sagi also saying,
same with this video, where a safety team forced the Mr. Beast crew off of their raft in the 7 Days Stranded at Sea video for about an hour because of this dangerous lightning storm. Wait, what was it you said again?
You can clearly see there's no one in the shelter. These are their empty beds. But you didn't spend the night soaked, Jimmy. You slept on the production yacht.
Oh yeah. You lied about them allegedly sleeping on a luxurious production yacht. No, they were forced to stay on a rusty barge for about an hour for their own safety.
Sagi also went on to address some of Dogpack's allegations that Mr. Beast ran illegal lotteries. And there he touched on 3 lotteries and claimed that 2 of them played by the rules and were not illegal, but he did also claim that one of them did not come with certain disclaimers and therefore could be illegal.
There was no purchase necessary in the description, no mention of it at all. Yeah, it was illegal. And personally, Jimmy has to own up for it.
With him going on to say that maybe it was an accident or a careless mistake, but either way, that if it was illegal, he should own up to it. You also had Sagi claiming that Dogpack still defends video ideas that he had while working at Mr. Beast that allegedly creeped out his coworkers at the time. Or with this, including one that would have been about buying 1,000 boobs, which he said was for breast cancer awareness.
Maybe not the most professional way to phrase it, you know, it's a little clickbaity or whatever, but like the actual video is supposed to be paying for vasectomies and cosmetic surgeries for breast cancer survivors.
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
With the thumbnail and title like these? Oh wait, if this wasn't supposed to be creepy or weird, then why did you make sure to blur the title and thumbnail when showing it on screen? Don't be shy, I still got the sharp version.
Or with Sagi claiming the Dogpack intentionally censored the image so it wouldn't look like he had creepy ideas or was trying to objectify the women in the thumbnail. You also had Sagi alleging the Dogpack had other ideas that employees didn't like, including a Mr. Beast does every drug challenge, with Sagi then arguing that these ideas are especially wild for him to give when Dogpack was repeatedly bringing up how young Mr. Beast fans were.
Also, didn't you say that Mr. Beast is mainly targeted toward kids?
Encouraging like almost children simping for these people. Now, Mr. Beast intentionally manipulates these children's vulnerable minds.
What happened to that claim?
But then, where I'll close this whole topic today is about the alleged consequences of Dogpack's videos. Because in the video, Sagi talks to an employee who claimed that there has been some serious fallout.
We're doing a video where we're trying to help people walking. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah. Actively, partners have pulled out because of these videos. There are people who will not walk or will have to delay in them walking because of the videos that Dogpack made.
But ultimately, that is where we are, at least specifically with this. Again, it was an about 90-minute video. It's very dense. I'm going to link to it if you want to take the full deep dive. Though, to really take the deep dive, you then have to also watch another video. And that because CoffeeZilla dropped a 20...
Anyways, I got to turn this, which is a live stream, which is they didn't private on the Bridges channel. So if I get in trouble for playing this and taking notes on it while it happens, then then you know. Anyways, so yeah, let's.
It's very high tone. I just kind of be bounced, probably bounced back and forth.
Okay.
All right. Why not? Why not?
Okay, try to like be as close, like you guys don't all fucking hate each other.
Funny though when she's like live streaming and also in like a for Andre's stream trading Pokemon cards.
Good for her.
I remember her saying something like smart about taxes, but
She's
that's all I
a-
remember.
I used
Yeah.
to watch her read
Yeah,
the
me too,
unban
just
requests.
taxes, that's all-
I really love
that's
it.
all I know.
Alright.
I don't know what
Phones
they're talking
off the table. Okay. Jeez. You can check
Jeez,
them out. You called me out straight away.
I was looking at his phone as I said it.
Okay.
I was hiding mine.
I was thinking about yours,
The
but
problem is Kyla has a bad
She
habit of
was-
stealing my phone and then like dropping it off somewhere. She's done that a couple of times, so that's why.
I just really want to be as famous as he is.
Stop it.
You're
I
super
gotta
famous
steal it.
now.
Not even.
Pretty quick turnaround to get to Miami and then go to DC.
I know. I'm gonna be like, I've been trying to like quit energy drinks for like the past like 6 weeks.
Are you
and I'm
addicted?
gonna- Oh fuck yeah!
You're not
like,
a coffee guy?
600 milligrams of caffeine a day and hate is what keeps me going.
What about coffee?
Yeah.
You don't drink coffee?
I hate coffee.
You hate
I hate coffee. That's what I'm saying. It's hate. Yeah.
I have never had an energy drink, and we have one in the fridge right
We
now.
have a Red Bull.
Bought for me.
Have you ever had a vodka Red Bull?
I have never, no,
Oh.
because I'm scared of them, and I'm scared of the drink in my fridge right now.
Why? What'll happen?
I don't know. Will I explode? I don't.
You have it in the refrigerator?
We have a Monster and a Red Bull, and I don't know which one.
We have one, and it's like iced tea
Oh, one of them
flavored,
is-
so I'm excited because I like iced tea.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Great.
It's sugar free.
That's gonna be
Sugar
worse.
free, yeah.
No, like
Some
a
people
sugar.
like sugar free.
You're gonna like neck lick.
Joke.
I wait for the paper boy to throw me in my. I'll pull out my phone and I'm just
legs. Or...
Gets a lot of. Yeah. Like then. Get like that. Be the third. He would.
But Ken.
Oh, you know what? It was
True.
Get on screen.
No, that seems
So-
like
so here's-
appropriate. Trump is now premised on.
They
want Trump
Water.
dead.
One time. Water.
Get in and
why they didn't bring it
And then take that side as if
committing crimes. Because
Literally doesn't matter. People like Andrew
Nobody
Tate
would-
are
The sentencing and they
up 50 years ago.
was like the.
I started.
My very first paycheck was in December of 20.
That the Supreme Court will stand up, and I said, yes, I believe in the integrity of Chief Justice John Roberts. I think that he is
Clip that.
a good steward of the Supreme Court, and I think that
Sure, you do want Trump charged of the classified.
understanding the. How about some communication where the reasonable assumption would be he's operating because he doesn't want to be lambasted. It's different than when you're like, hey.
Let's be very clear. I just want to be very clear to make sure I'm being absolutely charitable to the Attorney General. I don't think it's because he was worried that he personally would be lambasted. He felt that the DOJ had been politicized under Trump, and it had
As it had been.
I understand, and that it had this reputation of being a political instrument, and so he wanted to proceed with extraordinary.
While when he took cases that don't present themselves in the main run of cases, and that's stairs.
Look at the back.
Oh, that. Wait,
I don't think you did. I think it's like your.
Hold on.
If the trial would have happened. No.
I mean, that charge and the
This is
ordinary
hilarious.
like classified like
Nick gets the
outside
do
of
not
skip
have
charge.
on-point precedent about scope that don't.
That wasn't
I'm telling
charged, but to declassify that declassification has to come from Congress, I believe. Or there's
than someone who's not.
Bill, sorry, would it have been within the realm there?
He can't control their.
The notion
These
that
guys are connected.
Encourage you very strongly to read
you
that
just have
WAPO.
feels. Okay, I'll
Okay,
read the
where is it?
WAPO.
Yeah.
I thought I already did.
Come
I
on,
don't think
Kyle.
you did.
But
I think it's like your her report. Yeah, I think it's like your her report. And
Reasonable assumption would be he's
Attorney General.
So Nick's
I
chilling
don't
out.
think it's because
Wait. Nick's having a good time.
because he doesn't want to be lambasted. It's different than when you're like, hey.
Let's be very clear. I just
then
want to be very
Kyla
clear to make sure I'm being
realizes
absolutely
Steven
charitable
needs
to
a
the
seat.
Attorney General.
He goes, huh.
I don't think it's because he was worried
Wait, where
that
is
he
it?
personally would be lambasted.
Yeah, she goes, huh.
He felt that
And
the
then she stares at
DOJ
Nick.
had been.
Gives a little look. Oh my god.
Politicized under Trump.
She gives Steven a look.
And it had
As it had been.
I understand, and that it had this reputation of being
Oh,
a
poor
political
Nick.
instrument, and so he wanted to proceed with extraordinary caution, so as to not feed that perception. I think that inherently, even if you agree with
classified documents where
I can
and that's
against the Nazis because I'm
Germany. He was like, "You're insane." I was like, "Kamala should."
Pretending to be something he wasn't. He was just
government when you get rid of the filibuster.
God damn it!
How do I sound like?
Who said that? When did I ever say that?
You said that you guys are in favor of like.
Who?
Okay.
We have another.
I'm just saying that's Steven for 2023.
Yeah.
You guys check the tape.
Just because I want to make sure we loop in everyone
sure,
in the
sure.
conversation, obviously, as well. I felt like
so.
just so
Did
you
we
know,
not
you
even
open this can of
start?
worms, okay? We were on the DGG verse, and now we've been talking about Biden and Trump this whole time.
Yeah.
How much longer is this going for?
We can change it up.
Oh!
We got a lot of stuff to do still.
Yeah,
a lot of testing and whatnot. So I'm just trying.
President, he interprets these tech.
And maybe you could even actually throw this over to Batman, to where you'll have this protagonist, and the protagonist never kills, okay? But luckily, the protagonist's antagonists always somehow manage to kill themselves or get.
Wait. Let me message. Where's good old Stevie? Steve Wonder. Okay. Do you think you could source record each cam through OBS? We have Kyla's desktop and cam. Desktop and cam as their own source. It's just a filter. Their own recordings. Just looking over the just looking over the, what is it called? The election VOD now, and thinking I could if I had is the mainstream right? Okay, we'll keep playing this. I gotta go back. I'm thinking. Here's what I'm actually thinking here. We are gonna go through and like read a little bit of this, and I'm pretty sure I can do it without spoilers, or if this is not gonna totally kill my stream right now. I don't think I can get fired. If anybody... No, I have no information here. I have nothing that's not released, so we're good. We're good. Daisy, Daisy, over the ocean. Doo-doo. Daisy, Daisy. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna kill stream for now. I gotta get myself something to eat. Hang out. I don't have the stamina to stream for... How long are we going for? Just been hanging out. 3 hours. Alright. GG's, nerds.